What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna build the perfect wall. We all know that Chaos 10 is all about using those walls. You can get away without using them, particularly if you're playing active. However, using walls is just gonna ease your experience into Chaos 10. Now, I love me some Werewolf walls. I use these quite often. In addition, this accumulator, hardened servo, and defense rate servo relic can be moved around between the majority of mods in the game, or pardon me, the majority of blockades in the game. Now, one thing about it, defense rate on here is actually a useless mod for what is arguably the most powerful wall in the game. Of course, I am talking about the Squire's training dummy. They are only 20 DU. They have an incredible amount of sustainability as they are just able to stay alive through damn near everything. The power of the training blockade, of course, comes from the automation shard. Each time your defense attacks, it heals for 2% of its max health, cooldown of 0.7 seconds. So every 0.7 seconds, you're healing for 2% of the entire max health of the tower, which just provides it an absolute tremendous amount of healing. Now, with that in mind, the training dummy can get to this maximum chance very, very easily without using any defense rate. And the reason is it's not a relic that requires defense rate. We see how many shots are going off here. That is just from the dummy being spun up. Now, you can spin the dummy up yourself, or you can wait for enemies to spin the dummy up. Of course, if you spin it up them yourself, you're going to give your tower a little bit of a head start. So let's build out the training dummy. It's one wall that I don't use very often just because it has been around in the game so long. However, you just cannot argue its absolute extreme power. Now, I actually have a base relic ready to go, but it's got one big problem on it. And you see that defense rate servo. We don't need defense rate. So let's go ahead and work with this one, and we'll kind of work with fixing this relic so that it is a dedicated relic for the training dummy, and then also just taking advantage of some of the other systems in the game. So first things first, we want to get rid of the defense rate relic, but we do want to save it for later. So we are going to come on over, and we're going to pop this bad boy right here. We need somewhere to put this defense rate servo. Actually, we can just throw it right here for now, just for safekeeping. So we're going to want to move that over to another relic so we can save it and use it later. However, we want to make sure we use our goblin item insurance, as, you know, we don't want to give up the rest of this stuff. So we're going to use the goblin item insurance, and there we go. We got our defense rate off, and we kept our original relic. Now, what do we want to put on? Well, accumulator servo is the one. Accumulator servo, hardened, and protective downgrade is just going to give you an awful lot of protection on your Squire training dummy and making it pretty much invincible. So let's go ahead and get that moved up. Let's see, we will go, this is going to be our destination now, and I've got an accumulator servo right here ready to go. So let's go ahead and move that over, and now we'll have accumulator, protective, and hardened servo. Now we've got one more big change we need to make. However, as you see, my defender metal situation is weak. I actually spent 9,000 defender medals re-rolling a relic earlier today, re-rolling godly rolls. Just crazy how many defender medals you can go through burning that up. But let's see what we can do with, we got two rolls basically. We're going to come on over here. Now what we're trying to do is, you see the godly roll defense range. We no longer want this on this relic. So for this relic, we're going to want defense resist. We want some more damage resist on the relic itself. And we've only got two rolls, so let's hope we get lucky. No luck so far. And there we go, we actually got it. So got super lucky on that one. Now we have pretty much the perfect training dummy relic. Accumulator servo, protective downgrade servo, and hardened servo. Let's make sure we got plenty of points into our fort. We do indeed. So how do we want to shard this thing up? Well, the no-brainer shard for any wall is Juggernaut. I mean, 20% damage resistance and 70% increased health. That's just incredible, right? So Juggernaut, without a doubt. As we mentioned, automation is a required addition to keep this alive. And then what do you do for the third shard slot? You got some options on the third shard slot. However, the generally used go-to is going to be auto repair system. Restores 5% of the affected tower's max health every 5 seconds. This just gives you free heals, so it makes your dummy even more invincible. So we've got a dummy now with 9.7% damage resist from the Godly roll. We've got another 30% damage resist from the Hardened Servo. Then we got another 20% damage resistance from Juggernaut. That all combined with an absolutely incredible amount of healing, and we have got a bad boy wall just ready to go. As you see, it's starting off, it's only at about 6 million health. Let's give it a little health boost, and you see that takes us up to 8 million health. So we've got a wall with 8 million health fully upgraded. That is pretty much unkillable. An enemy is going to have to one-tap it to kill it, as it's just going to heal through damn near anything that gets thrown at it. So definitely good stuff. Give your training dummies a whirl, y'all. They are really, really good. A 20 DU wall. First off, you just can't complain about a 20 DU wall. That's just super, super good. I mean, come on, right? It's 20 DU for God's sakes. But then combine with it the unkillable fashion, or the unkillable aspect with the automation, and you have just got good stuff. But there we go. We have put it together, y'all. We have got the perfect training dummy relic, and now I've got a full-time training dummy. So those of you that are absolutely disgusted with seeing me spam werewolves constantly, you can now see me spam around some training dummies. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Get your training dummies set up, y'all. Don't snooze on this one. It's just incredibly good and will really add to your experience anywhere that you're going to be using walls. So thank you all once again. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful week, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.